Have you ever said something you immediately wished you could take back? That cringy, foot-in-mouth moment that replays in your head for days, weeks, even years? I've had my fair share, but one particular story completely changed how I communicate. It's a story that taught me the incredible power of listening before I speak. And today, I want to share it with you. It all started a few years ago. I was working on a huge project with a colleague. Let's call her Sarah. We were under a ton of pressure. Deadlines were looming, and the stress was getting to everyone. I've always considered myself a problem solver. When I see an issue, my brain immediately jumps to solutions. It's a useful trait most of the time. But back then, I was a fixer on overdrive. I didn't just offer solutions. I practically threw them at people. One afternoon, Sarah came over to my desk, looking absolutely exhausted. Her shoulders were slumped, and she had that 1,000-yard stare that tells you someone's drowning in work. The frustration she'd arrived with had been replaced by a quiet, simmering resentment. She just looked at me, her eyes glossy, and said, "I wasn't finished." And then she turned around and walked away. I was stunned. I sat there, completely bewildered. I was trying to help, right? I had just solved her problem. What was her issue? For the rest of the day, there was a sick, awkward tension between us. My solution hadn't helped at all. It had just made things worse. It created a rift. That evening, I couldn't shake the feeling that I had messed up, but I didn't understand how. I replayed the conversation over and over. I had offered good, actionable advice. Wasn't that what a supportive colleague was supposed to do? But the more I thought about her reaction, that look of complete deflation, the more I realized something crucial. She didn't come to me for a solution. She came to me to be heard. She was stressed, overwhelmed, and probably feeling pretty isolated in her struggle. My partner would mention something that was bothering them, and I jumped to conclusions about how to fix it, instead of just listening and being present. I thought I was being helpful, but in reality, I was being dismissive. I was silencing people without even realizing it. The next morning, I went to find Sarah. I took a deep breath and apologized. I said, "Hey, I am so sorry about yesterday. I was completely out of line. You came to me to talk, and I just bulldozed over you with my own ideas. I wasn't listening, and that was wrong. If you're still willing to, I'd like to just listen now." The change in her expression was immediate. The tension in her shoulders relaxed. She gave me a small, genuine smile and said, "Thank you. I really appreciate that." And then she started talking again. This time, I just listened. I didn't interrupt. I didn't plan. I just focused on her words, on the emotion in her voice. I nodded, I made eye contact, and I let her finish. When she was done, she took a deep breath and said, "Thanks. I just needed to get that out." And you know what happened? After she had the space to vent, she started coming up with her own solutions that were actually better than mine, because she understood the nuances of the problem far better than I did. All she needed was a sounding board, not a director. That single interaction became a turning point in my life, both professionally and personally. It taught me the fundamental difference between listening to reply and listening to understand. When we listen to reply, we're not truly present. We're just waiting for our turn to speak. We're formulating our counter-argument, our brilliant solution, our witty comeback. Our focus is on ourselves. But when we listen to understand, we put ourselves aside. We tune into the other person's frequency. We try to see the world from their perspective, to feel what they're feeling. This is where real connection happens. Active listening is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. It means putting your phone down when someone is talking to you. It means not finishing their sentences. It means asking clarifying questions like, "What did you mean by that?" Or "How did that make you feel?" It means being comfortable with silence and giving people the space they need to gather their thoughts. Think about the best conversations you've ever had. Chances are, you felt seen and heard. The other person wasn't just waiting to talk. They were genuinely interested in what you had to say. That's the gift we give someone when we truly listen. We give them our full, undivided attention, which is one of the most valuable resources we have. Since that day with Sarah, I've tried to make active listening a core part of who I am. It's improved my relationships with my family and friends. It's made me a better collaborator at work. It's even helped me understand myself better, because when you slow down and listen to others, you also start to listen more closely to your own inner voice. It's not always easy. My inner fixer still tries to jump out sometimes, but now I can recognize it. When I feel that urge to interrupt with a solution, I take a mental step back. I remind myself, listen first, understand first, connect first. The solution can wait. So, the next time someone comes to you with a problem, I challenge you to try this. Before you offer a single piece of advice, just listen. Let them talk until they have nothing left to say. Offer empathy. Validate their feelings. You might be surprised by how powerful that simple act can be. You're not just helping them solve a problem. You're building trust, strengthening your relationship, and showing them that they matter. That right there is more valuable than any quick fix you could ever offer. Thank you so much for watching and for listening to my story. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear about your own experiences in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on communication and personal growth. See you in the next one.